Good morning, dear students. Welcome back. Today, we are going to discuss the topic on derivation of the slope of the budget line. Okay, so B dot L, which is I have written a short form, B for budget, L for line. Okay, and I request you all not to write the short forms, because if you write the short forms and you will be getting short forms marks only. Okay, so keep it in mind. So do not write any short forms since the space consumption is very more. So I have written in the short form. Okay, so in the past video we have seen the budget line and a budget set. It is a combination of two goods, isn't it, which can be consumed in certain amount of money, isn't it? So that is the point where we have discussed about the budget set. With respect to the budget set, the budget line we have seen, which was a straight line. Okay, budget line. In the same fashion, now we are going to discuss the derivation of the slope of the budget line. So how this budget line slope of derivation is being derived? Okay, let us see. Yes, we'll start up the session. So derivation of the slope of the budget line. So which slope? This is the slope. Okay, this is the straight line. So slightly I have made this thing, so it should be a straight always. Okay, so make sure that it should be a straight line always. Okay, so here you have two goods, x1 good which is banana, x2 good which is mango. Okay, so you have two goods. Based on that, how the nature of purchase takes place with respect to the budget of amount or the income of amount which is earned by the consumer. Certain things we are going to discuss in this slope of the budget line. So let us go what the slope of the budget line says. The slope of the budget line measures, which means this, the slope of the budget line measures the amount of change in mangoes required per unit of change in banana along the budget line. That means what? The amount of change in mangoes on the budget line, which is that this is the amount of change in mango. Why? This is y-axis. This is x-axis, which is banana. So amount of change in banana. So that means what the amount of change of mangoes is taken place with respect to the change in banana. Okay, with respect to change in banana, what the amount of changes of mangoes takes place, that we can see in the budget line. Okay, so whatever it is, if it is 1 comma 3, okay, if it is 4 comma 0, that means 1 unit of x1 and 3 units of x2, or 4 units of x1 and what is it, 0 unit of x2, it might be. So any combinations might be the amount of change in mangoes per unit change in banana, which we can see on the budget line. See, per unit change we are going to measure in the form of delta. This is small change or per unit change we call. Okay, per unit change of y good, which is mango, with respect to x good, which is banana. Okay, so both are per unit, they are changing. We have in one point, consider this point as A, consider this point as B. Okay, so we have 2 points. In the 2 points, first they have considered as this 1 comma 3 if you take, and you take it as 4 comma 0 also you can take. Okay, whatever it is. So from here to here, that means the A, from A to B, what the changes takes place, how much amount of banana is being consumed, for that how much amount of what is that mango is being consumed, that we can see the sacrificing nature. Okay, so based on that we can discuss the things here. So according to the particular derivation of slope of budget line, if you see, they are considering two particular point, which is x1 and x2 in the point A. Okay, x1 and x2, and delta x1 and delta x2 are the changes in what is that, two goods. So x1 is a good if you consider, okay, at the point A if you consider, and also at the point B if you consider x2 as a x1 and x2 as a good, both the side if you consider, here also x1 x2 and here also x1 x2, if you consider 2 points, okay, and you have to see the changes, right, in the 2 points also. So how do you see the changes? If you see the changes, you have to see with respect to the original and the change. So x1 is the banana, x2 is the mango. So change in x1, that is delta x1, change in x2, that is delta x2, on the budget line you can see. So this is the change takes place. This was the original, okay, this is the change. This is the original and this is the change. This is the original and this is the change, okay. So whatever the original is there, you can see here on the budget line. Whatever the changes is there, that is also can be seen on the budget line itself, okay. So considering any 2 points x1 x2, okay, and delta x1 with respect to x1 and delta x2 with respect to x2 on the budget line, you can observe, okay. So that change we have written here, x1 plus delta x1, x2 plus delta x2. This both are with respect to the banana and mango. What the changes takes place in mango with respect to the per unit change in banana, okay. So now from this equation, okay, we have budget line equation also. What is that budget line equation? P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to m, which means what? Price of first good, which is x1, plus price of second good, which is x2, which is equal to m. M is what? Income is earned by the consumer, isn't it? So taking this equation and equating with this equation, okay, you are going to get what? One equation which is called as slope of budget line equation, okay. So let us see how it is. So now taking P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to m, which is the equation of, again it is budget line, okay, and considering this as equation number 1, now with respect to this equation, you are going to change this particular change in budget line equation. How? See, P1 price of first good, x1 goods there is a changes, okay, x1 good there is a change. In the place of x1, you can also consider that x1 plus delta x1. Why? That is nothing but change in x1 with respect to x2, whatever happens. So x1 can also be written as x1 plus delta x1, and x2 can also be written as x2 plus delta x2, okay. So P1, put a bracket, x1 plus delta x1 plus P2 x2 plus delta x2, which is equal to m, which becomes equation number 2. So now you got first equation, okay, and you got second equation. From the first equation you got second equation, okay. From these two equation you need to subtract. So subtracting 1 minus 2, now what do you get? P1 delta x1 you will get. How? P1 is there, nothing to be changed here, P1 delta x1. So now P1 with respect to delta x1 means here x1 and x1 are getting cancelled, okay. These are like term. Now you might say, sir, this is also P1, this is also P1, if we cancel that also, that is also correct. No sir, no. Why? Because we are ready to calculate here, we are calculating the change in price, okay. That means we want P1, we want P2 both, okay. Change in price of first good and change in price of second good. So in that case, if you see, x1 and x1 gets cancelled, okay. So what is the remaining? Delta x1, okay, plus xp2. If you take x2 and x2 get cancelled, okay, what is the remaining? You are going to get delta x2. So that means what? P1 delta x1 plus P2 delta x2 is equal to 0. So now new equation came. So this equation has to be converted towards the slope, okay, towards the slope. How do we do? By rearranging we do. So delta x2, which means change in mango, delta x2, observe, delta x2, which means change in mango with respect to banana. Change in banana. Change in mango with respect to change in banana is equal to, okay, is equal to minus of P1 is here. So minus of P1, if you bring here, P1 divided by P2, which means this becomes the slope. Okay, why is minus, you might ask. If we bring this to left hand side to right hand side, it becomes negative. And also one more reason is, since there is a sacrificing taking place, which good 2 is sacrificing so much of amount of good 1. For example, let me say both the good are 5 rupees, 5 rupees. Now this is point A at the point 1 comma 3. Okay, 1 comma 3 are there. That means two combinations they are going to purchase. Which one at the point A over here, if you consider. Now I want one more extra good in point A only, which means I want 2 units of this, 2 units of this good 1, and this I have to reduce 1, which becomes what? 2 units of, again here changes takes place, isn't it? See here, this is good 1 and this is good 2. So both are rupees 5. So P1 is equal to 5, P2 is equal to 5. Okay, so both are 5. That means 1 into 5 is 5, plus 5 into 3 15. 15 plus 5 is equal to 20, which is equal to what? M is equal to 20, isn't it? So income is equal to 20. For 20 rupees he has purchased 2 different goods, okay, which is x1 good and x2 good. Now I want to increase the x1 good. In the same time I want to decrease the x2 good. So if I increase x1 good, how much I am going to increase? 1 good extra, which means 5 rupees. Okay, the income of 5 rupees of the good 1 I am increasing. That means first I was taking only 1 good, now I am taking 2 goods, which becomes 5 2s are 10, isn't it? Plus I am reducing here 1 good. How much? Rupees 5. Rupees 5 of what? Rupees 5 of second good price also and the first good price also. So first good price, if you consider, because we are speaking first good with respect to the second good, so first good price is 5 rupees. Okay, 5 rupees you are going to considering means you are going to sacrifice 1 unit of good, which means 5 rupees is been sacrificed. Again here what happens? 5 into 2 10, 10 plus 10 20, isn't it? So this is how the sacrificing nature we are going to put as minus. Okay, so hence this negative sign comes. So P1 by P2, that means price of first good divided by price of second good. Okay, that becomes the slope of the budget line. So whenever you are going to calculate the slope of the budget line, you should follow this formula. So this is the formula for derivation of slope of the budget line. So hope you have understood. Okay, so let me say once again, the slope of the budget line measures the amount of change in mangoes required per unit of change in banana. See, the amount of change in mango is taking place, that is delta x2 per unit change. This is per unit change, which is delta x1. Okay, banana on the budget line you can see. So on the budget line you can have 2 points, which is A and B. Okay, so with respect to that, from A to B, if it is going, what the changes is taken place? So that is x1 plus delta x1 and comma x2 plus delta x2. First good with respect to the good, the original x1. Second good with respect to the good x2. Okay, so that is mango. So that is on the budget line. You can see completely the amount of 20 rupees is spent here. Okay, so now the budget line equation is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to M. We know price of first good, which is x1, price of second good, which is x2, is equal to M is equal to 20 rupees, which is income. Okay, so this becomes equation number 1, which is a budget line equation, which with respect to this, the budget line equation, since we are seeing the changes in mangoes with respect to the banana, okay, per unit change in banana, we are going to compare this with this equation. So when we are going to do this changes with respect to the original, whatever is there, so we are going to put P1 x1 plus delta x1. In the place you are going to add delta x1. What is that? Change in x1. So x1, in the place of x1 you are going to put x1 plus delta x1. x2 means x2 plus delta x2. Okay, you are going to bring that the changes, which is equal to m. So now you got two equations. Now just subtract both the equations. You're going to get this equation. As I said you, x1 and x1 gets cancelled, and here x2 get cancelled. x2 and x2 gets cancelled, and you are going to arrive with the equation p1 delta x1, p1 delta x1, p2 delta x2, which is equal to 0. M also gets cancelled. This m and this m goes. So both becomes 0 here, okay, with respect to 0. So by rearranging this equation, that means delta x2, okay, change in second code with respect to the first code, equals to minus p1 divided by p2. Just now I said why the minus comes. Okay, so since there is a sacrificing nature is there with respect to the first code, okay, this becomes negative p1 by p2. Okay, since this is the equation of the slope. Okay, so whenever you are going to calculate, we have problems in incoming this sessions. You have problems regarding this. Calculate the slope of the budget line. Okay, so we are going to use this formula. Okay, price of first good divided by price of the second good. So next is ratio. Let us see that. Price ratio and the slope of the budget line. Yes, what is this price ratio? Just now we have seen now p1 divided by p2, which is nothing but ratio only. Okay, so the ratio of two prices, isn't it? So let us see what is this says. Okay, so price ratio and the slope of the budget line. So you have two particular concepts here: price ratio, which is p1 by p2, and slope of budget line, which is also p1 by p2. That means what is the price ratio can also be the budget slope of the budget line. Did you understand? The slope of the budget line lies on the what? Price ratio, and price ratio can be seen on the slope of the budget line. This is what it says. Okay, so let us speak about this thing. What does it says? Think any point on the budget line. So any point, either here or here or here or here, any point on the budget line, since it is a straight line, any point you take, it becomes same. Okay, so any point on the budget line, such a point represents the bundles which cost a consumer her entire budget. See, for example, if you take the point here, or if you take the point here, or anywhere you take the points in the budget line. See, 1, 3 combination, 4, 0 combination might be, 2, 0 might be, 0, 4. That means what? The entire amount, which is 20 rupees of the income, is spent on two goods, isn't it? This is good 1 and this is good 2. Good 1 and good 2. So that means what? Entire amount is spent on the consumption of two goods, which can be seen on the budget line. Understood? Now suppose the consumer wants to have one more banana, which means, as I said you just now, same example, if I am going to add one more banana here, that means 1 plus 1, 2 banana I require. In the place of mango, I need to sacrifice that. So now suppose consumer wants to have one more banana. She can do it only if she or he gives up some amount of other goods, isn't it? He has to give up this good, then only he can gain this good. Can you understand my words? So 1, 3 is the normal combination he is getting for 20 rupees. Now he wants for this 20 rupees only, this goods, which is good number 1, which is x1, has to be increased. If it is to be increased, this has to be sacrificed, right? If it is not sacrificed, then the amount will become more. He has to take from somewhere credit. That is not allowed in budget concept. So what the budget concept says, whatever the amount is there, that amount has to be utilized completely. Then only he fall on this budget line. So now if we are speaking in that context, if he is going to increase the consumption here, he has to reduce one level of consumption here. That means here it becomes 2 units and here also it becomes 2 units. Okay, so then only he can come to the combination of 20. Now according to that, if we are speaking, how many mangoes has to give up if he wants extra unit of banana? See, how many mangoes? One mango he has to give up if you want one more extra unit of banana. Okay, it would depend on the price of the two goods, isn't it? See, as I said you, 5 rupees is good number 1 and 5 rupees is good number 2. If you want to increase one more unit of banana, okay, he has to forego or he has to reduce the price of this good or this goods, whatever the price level is there. Based on that he has to go. So that is what they say very clearly, how many mangoes has to be given up if he wants extra unit of banana. It would depend on the price of the two goods. Okay, so now a extra quantity of banana cost P1 price. That means, please understand very clearly, whatever the extra consumption is taking, that will be the price of that 5 rupees. Because why? My combination is now I want to increase this good, not this good. If I am going to increase this good, how much this good has to sacrifice? This good has to sacrifice how much the cost of this good is there, that much it has to sacrifice. See here, 5 rupees is this good price and 5 rupees is this good price. Now I am decreasing 1 unit of good. That means 5 rupees of this good money is being what? Sacrificed. For which good? For good number 2. So that is what they say very clearly, how many mangoes has to be given up if he wants extra unit of banana. So he is having extra unit of banana, how much he has to do? It would depend on the price of the two goods. As I said you, these are the prices of two goods. A extra quantity of banana cost P1 price. Yes, P1 price, because he wants extra quantity of banana. So P1 price is 5. So this becomes extra consumption level. Therefore, he will have to reduce his expenditure on mangoes. See, on mangoes, what he is spending the expenditure by P1 price. P1 price. Why? Because this is what he is going to increase. So if he is going to increase this one, what is the price of this has to be reduced for this particular, what is that, expenditure spent on this good. So if he wants one more banana, it becomes the change in price, that is P1 divided by P2, isn't it? That becomes the slope. Okay, P1 divided by P2, that is price of first good with respect to the price of second good. That means change in price with respect to the first good and the second good. Okay, the quantity of banana is purchased. So this is what happens. Therefore, if a consumer wants, extra quantity of banana when he is spending all his money. Now, if you consider, if he is spending all his money, ಎಲ್ಲ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನ ಇದೊಂದೇ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಗುಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಬನಾನಾ. ಓಕೆ, ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಮನಿ, he or she will have to give up what? Again same P1 divided by P2 quantity of mangoes. ಹಾಗಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಎಲ್ಲ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಇದೊಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಈ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ 4,0, isn't it? See, complete 4 into 5, it becomes 10, isn't it? So price with respect to this P1 with respect to P2, the quantity of mango is purchased is 0, isn't it? But the quantity of this is purchased completely. He has spent entire his money, isn't it? So this happens in the budget line always. This we call it as ratio. Ratio with what? Ratio with respect to price 1 good and with respect to price 2 goods. So how it reflects which good we want extra, based on that particular price, it is going to show the ratios. So hence the budget, the absolute value of the slope of the budget line is measured with the rate at which the consumer is able to substitute. See, here it is measured the rate at which consumer is going to substitute. At what rate he is substituting? 5 rupees, 5 rupees. Okay, so extra 5 rupees consumption is given here. Because of that extra 5 rupees, this good is being sacrificed by 1 unit. Okay, so this is the, what is that, slope of the budget lines, price ratio of the slope of the budget line. Thank you, students. Tomorrow we'll continue with the new concept.